Some thoughts around spiritual bypass. Now, when you think about spiritual bypass, and the criticism of it would be the idea that you haven't really done the inner work, and that you're somehow like going to spiritual messages of like love and light and of like we are one, without acknowledgement for, say, the human condition, maybe atrocities, oppression. That's just a high level view. And the idea is that you're bypassing your lived experience or another person's lived experience with spiritual messages. But I have come to see a couple of things around this. One, I believe that there are people who need to go through that stage because that's part of their healing journey. And to shame a person for using whatever tools they can to be able to survive is not helpful. And not everybody has the ability to be focusing on other people because they're so consumed with their own trauma that they're barely holding on. And so to tell somebody they're spiritually bypassing can actually end up being harmful to that person. The second thing that I have on my mind about spiritual bypassing is that who are we to say whether someone's spiritually bypassing? What if it's like a spiritual master? How do we know? And who makes us the arbiter of what's spiritual bypass and what possibly we just don't know? Like if you think about like the Buddha, if the Buddha was in front of you and said, none of this matters, we are all one. You have been here many lifetimes, my friend. Would you be like, oh, you're neglecting my direct experience? Probably not. You would be like, okay, teach me, spiritual master, please. Because you would see that being as a spiritual master, and they're not bypassing, they are embodying it, right? Maybe. So what if you're disregarding people who actually are at their highest level of evolution, and you're missing out on their wisdom because you're seeing them as spiritually bypassing? I remember I was listening to Dalai Lama in like the happiness documentary, and he sounded very dismissive of people's experiences in some ways if you apply spiritual bypassing to it, but that's because he sees the world with that lens. Maybe we could have some humility around this.